Hey guys, welcome back again to Ken Tamplin Vocal Academy. I'm Ken Tamplin and I'm doing a series, and the series is called What Makes This Singer Great? And before we get started, if you please like and subscribe to my channel, that would be awesome. And don't forget to ring that bell so I can keep more cool videos coming your way. I have a singing course, and the course is called How to Sing Better Than Anyone Else. You can find it right here at kentamplinvocalacademy.com, where we discuss all of these different ways of getting to these awesome places of these awesome singers. So next up is Ozzy Osbourne. So I guess the real question is not only what makes this singer great, but what first comes to mind when you think of this singer? Because oftentimes it's not just their musical ability or their artistry or their calisthenics as a singer or whatever. Oftentimes it's eccentricities that makes them great too. So for me, and I'm just going to say for me, biting off a bat's head comes to mind, or spooky dark lyrics, bestial things that go bump in the night. That comes to mind. Ozzy also surrounded himself with incredible musicians, particularly guitar players. I mean, Zakk Wylde and Jakey Lee and Brad Gillis, who actually, what's his name? Jeff Watson from Night Ranger played on one of my records called Wake the Nations. Anyway, catchy melodies, big anthemic catchy melodies. Ozzy was very good at that. He also wandered back and forth on stage a lot, so you always see Ozzy kind of like going like this, kind of. That's what I think of when I think of Ozzy. I think of the show, The Osbournes. Like I said, it may not be necessarily the one thing that made him great in his singing. In Black Sabbath, you think of Black Sabbath, but it could also mean, what made him great from, like Steven Tyler. A lot of people think of him from American Idol, not just Aerosmith, right? So the show, The Osbournes. Sharon Osbourne, I mean, she's in the media a lot, so she's a very vocal, outspoken person and good manager, very tough businesswoman. So that for me, and then the other thing too is I think of Ozzfest, right? All the different people that are playing on Ozzfest. I think of kind of a trance-like state, like Ozzy's always in kind of a trance or something, right? But anyway, songs would be Crazy Train. We've got, what do we have? Randy Rhoads, by the way, I forgot. That's another person that comes to mind when I think of Ozzy. We've got Iron Man, we've got War Pigs, we've got Paranoid, we've got a lot of different songs that Ozzy's done. So I've chosen a couple live pieces that I want to focus on of Ozzy so we can get a flavor for that, and we'll talk more about his actual vocals and singing artistry now. Here we go. See, there he goes. There's gonna go back. That's Brad Gillis on guitar right there from Night Ranger. There he goes, back and forth. There's those eyes. Yeah, that's right, I forgot the makeup around the eyes is something else, right? Okay, so he's getting, and that's how it goes. He's got that real kind of droney sort of sound, but he also has a really cool, unique, very identifiable tone. So the minute Ozzy comes on, it's Ozzy, right? And it doesn't matter if it's all the way back in Black Sabbath with War Pigs or stuff like this. So there's that, and he also has a very focusedness about him. He's very focused in what he does, and he's very I don't say one-dimensional, but I'm very focused. It's Ozzy right there, trying to get a hold of me. Should have turned my ringer off. Anyway, very focused guy. And the other thing too is when he chose his musicians, they're very hand-picked. Like he chose people like Brad that could actually pull off the solo of Randy Rhoads in a song like this, or maybe Sharon probably helped out with that. So he's very deliberate in who he surrounds himself with his musicians and whatnot. Bob Daly, other people like that. So. By the way, these songs are pretty high. They're pretty hard to sing. It's not as low as you might think. See, back and forth. Come on! Everybody go! I learned this song when I was a kid on guitar, every note. Looks like Sarzo on bass. Good lyrics. I think Bob Daly wrote this lyric here. let's remember, man, these guys are up there in their years and they're still out there kicking butt. It's amazing that, Ozzy's back and forth just doing his thing and still rocking the free world. That's pretty amazing. I know he's had some health issues lately, Okay, by the way, I did this song too, so you can check out my version. I'll put it in the description tag. But I did my own cover version of this, and I think I got it pretty close. I sang it like me. I didn't try to sing it like him because he doesn't enunciate his words very well, and I like to understand a little bit more what I'm singing when I sing. Not too much, because I actually, in my course, I talk about vocal track shaping and how not to overshape the vocal track too much when you sing, because it's easier to sing, especially in the higher register. So I cover that in my singing course. Three instrumentalists, drums, bass, and guitar making all that sound. Brad Gillis is an exceptional guitar player. And he's going to do the solo. So if you guys want to check that out, you can see how well they did. But anyway, I think there's keyboards up there somewhere. Yeah, up in the rafters, up in the top left. So maybe it's 4 instrumental, excuse me. But anyway, guys, I'm doing a whole series on this. So if you have a suggestion for me on who we want to hear, what makes this singer great, please put it in the comment sections. That would be awesome. Also, if I missed something, if there's something else that comes to your mind when you think of Ozzy, please put that in the comment sections as well. So it'd be a well-rounded explanation and or fun time that we could have sharing what we think of when we think of Ozzy. So I've got a slew of these coming your way, gang. So stay tuned for the next video because it'll be another great vocal demonstration. Here we go.